How's it hanging, my beautiful Spartan gamers? My name is MC317, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Kamen Shodo Kiva figure. Now, Kamen Kiva is an alright show. I've been watching it, and it's pretty good, but it's not for everyone. So I can't really say I recommend it unless you're a fan of, like, really awkward people or something. So, starting with the detail on him is just lovely. I mean, really. They got everything needed to be sculpted. The veins on his hands are nicely done. The ornate detailing on his gauntlets. The chains on his shoulder pads. The chains on his legs the chain on his right calf and foot. They even painted Kiva. And Kiva is painted beautifully. Give me a minute. This is... can't really show him that well. There. He looks really good, surprisingly. Now, one paint issue that I do admit that I have on mine is that there is a glob of silver there, but I've gotten used to it at this point. Some detailing that is missing is the black outlining here, but it's actually not as noticeable as I thought it would be, for some reason. The cherry red, I don't know what color this is, but this rich red here just looks beautiful. Looks just like the color in the show. They even painted the fossils. Or not, they didn't paint them, but they sculpted them really nicely. You got Guru Saber, Basha Magnum, Dogga Hammer, I'm trying to think of which one this is. I believe that's the face bike, or the bike face. That's the castle and Wake Up. I can't remember the names of every fossil, but I remember 4 out of 6, so I mean, that's better than 3 out of 6. What's really cool is that they painted the entirety of the back of the figure. I mean, there isn't a single detail in the show that is missing here that isn't something you can easily do on your own. For articulation, Kiva has a pretty limited neck joint. I mean, it's pretty expressive if you roll it around, but it's not that good compared to Taro. A ball joint at the waist. Now, what's weird is that I've been playing with this guy a little longer than Taro, but yet none of his joints are nearly as loose. Ball joint at the shoulders. And what's really cool is that they made these a separate piece that's connected to the back part here of the collar. So what it does is, as annoying as it may sound on paper, it actually allows for more show-accurate poses, I guess, if you splay his arms out. And those who watch the show know exactly why he would have his arms splayed out. And the proportions on him are perfect. This is exactly like the show, at least in my opinion. He has a bend and swivel he has a bend at the elbow, swivel at the bicep. Now, what's a bit annoying is that, unlike Taro, his is just a straight peg for both elbows. So it's not at all secure. Sometimes I'll be playing with Kiva, and then the elbow just pops. Wrist swivel, but it's still weird, and this hand on both of his hands is really loose. Or both sets of hands on his right side is really loose. Ball joint at the hip, that works really nicely. Thigh swivel. Bend at the knee. And an ankle ball joint. Now, to those who've seen the show, or to those who haven't seen the show, Kiva, these accessories here are a little weird because these are all meant for his Wake Up finisher, which is what he used on the Fangire. And the base is just like Taro's. It's an alright base. It does what it needs to, but meh. I mostly just use it to store his alternate leg. Now, we'll quickly swap out the hands, which are thankfully very easy to swap out. And they nailed the sculpting on these. Just like another Kiva figure that I have, the Full Action Saga one, which I hope you guys have seen that review. And what you do here is you just pull his leg off. You have to pull it straight. Like, even if you pull it from, like, here, you have to pull it straight to where this is going. The figure, no matter how the hinge is going, it has to go straight from the leg, because that's where the opening is for it to slide out. You pop this leg on, because in the show, Kiva's leg, when he does the wake up, Kiva will just pop off his belt, fly around after he does some insane acrobatics, or brings his foot nearly right up against his head, and opens up his leg to reveal the I don't know. It's cool looking. And what's really nice is that the stand actually does help replicate his pose for the start up to the finisher. And I forgot to mention, they even detailed the bottom of the feet, which, even if that's just like excess molding or something, I don't care, I'll still take it. Still much better than the stuff we get here in America. You can kind of get my point with this pose. He's supposed to do a pose kind of like this, and you need the stand because he's kind of like on his toes here. And I was able to get him to balance without the stand, but it fell over instantly. But that's what it looks like. That's the general idea of what the pose is supposed to look like. Oh, and the gold on the visor is really nice. So, on to size comparisons. We'll bring in Masterpiece Wheeljack and SH Figure Arts Kamen Heracus. They're not really too well in scale, but they're still... No, there's no defending it. And for a third size comparison, we will bring in the original Full Action Saga Kiva, which mine has a busted right leg, because I'm an idiot. Now, these figures are very different. Because the original thing was, when I saw this guy, I was just like, well, why would I want another Kiva? I've already got a really good one as it is. This Kiva is still a wonderful figure. I love this Kiva, but the differences between these guys for the same price, I think this guy's like 200 yen cheaper. He's like $3, I believe. In the stores, or in the gacha machines when these things came out. And this guy, his hand fell out, so I'm just gonna plug the fisting because that's the more secure hand. Actually, I'm going to replace these fists, or replace them with the fists. Replace the bat leg with the chain leg. But the differences between these guys is day and night, pretty much. Because this guy is much, much better than this guy. But this figure is more if you like a little fun desk toy kind of thing. Or if you want like a really nicely articulated Kiva with a removable Kivat. So, yeah, I'd recommend both figures. I still think this is a really nice figure, and I still recommend him quite a bit. But this guy is just like Taro, borderline perfect. That elbow and that little blotch of paint is the only thing that drives him down for me. If he didn't have those problems, I would easily say, without a doubt, this figure is perfect. So that's the end of this review for Kamen Rider Kiva from the Kamen Rider Shodo line. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next review.